That's 441. I'll call the Parks Recreation Cemetery meeting to order. Chairman Hummel will be out here in a little bit. I declare that we got a quorum. I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda, which is the August 18th minutes and the July 28th minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Sorry.
We got a first and a second. Any discussion on any of those? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Public comments, we have nobody in here. Chairperson comments, we'll wait, probably bump that down to when Mr. Hummel comes in. Committee comments, anybody have anything? No. So we will jump right into the presentation from Tim on the new playground equipment for Creek Park.
So I'll hand it over to Tim, is here from MW Recreational. I've done a lot of things in the village a long time. Other parks and things helped us. Benches and playground equipment, and also been, I think, big part of Wisconsin Rapids project. So I'll give the floor to Tim. He's got the packets that he'll be discussing as he goes.
And Ben, do you mind if you can, bring up those 3Ds?
Yeah, see what I can do.
Thank you. So I'm with MWP Recreation. I've handled about 2/3 of Wisconsin. And so this is a large part of my area down there. I'm here quite a bit. But with talking to Ben over the years and doing different things, and I've done playgrounds all over the place around here. Lately, it's been with Wisconsin Rapids and Plover. If you've ever been to Plover, their new park there, Pacoa. That playground, that huge round playground from us.
Where's that at? In Plover?
To the first exit when you're coming south, when you're going south from the north, you take that first exit and you take that, take a right, and you see a couple hotels
Okay.
right there. Basically, the first light you come to, take a left, you'll go by,
Behind Menards, right back in there.
yeah, a little bit back.
That new,
Yeah.
they built a new farm place
Oh,
or
yeah,
farm
yeah.
technology.
For the big potato masher thing.
Yeah.
So the whole park is new.
Okay.
Right, and so we're right, our playground, this round playground is right next to the splash pad, great looking, outdoor, almost like a amphitheater kind of thing.
Okay.
It's not your typical shelter, right? So they're gonna have all kinds of performances and stuff there, but anyway, that was our little part in it. So when we were looking at this, Ben and I talked, and this is, in the discussions we had, this is the playground was good and that would fit and fill that area by still keeping those monkey bars that are on the north of it there. And then to the side of it, the monkey bars, you have the swings, those will be staying. The tilted sky runner, the circle in red there, that's from us from a few years ago. And potentially, and then everything in green there is poured in place. If you've ever been any of the playgrounds where it's not the nuggets, right? It's all solid. It's actually trawled out.
Okay.
So it's a little bit cushy, right? The reason you would do a lot of times that is if you have some inclusive items, or you just want something where you have enough kids that are wheelchair or walker, right? So either they have physical limitations. And so with this, and what's nice with the sidewalk, you can go right from there and you're not going down and you're not going up. If, let's say you're in a wheelchair, you're just going straight across. So everything is accessible. It doesn't matter who you are.
So the white on there, that's staying sand?
Yes.
Nope, you have the wood chips, right?
Well, the wood chips, right. As far as equipment, yeah.
Equipment is,
It's the same,
the
yeah.
the equipment's saying the swings as big, this is where our swing set is.
Yep.
And this basically, we're gonna put a sidewalk in between all these, the concrete sidewalk with access. And then in his plan, he has all this being wood chips. This machine staying, then he was adding this new
Yeah.
thing. And then right now, and this is how you walk in, we've got the handicap ramp going into there. And this is the monkey bars that would stay, but now we put the port in play underneath it. So the sand would come on, the plan that he's gonna get, this is all.
All the sand's coming up.
Yes, I mean, we can talk about, we can discuss it. I mean, but that's
Yeah,
the
There-
plan he's got.
Is there a preference of sand versus wood chips? I'm assuming, my assumption would be sand would be harder on the pour and play stuff if it gets in there.
it is, but too, if you go by ADA guidelines,
Okay.
the sand doesn't qualify anymore.
Okay,
The least expensive way to go is the engineered wood fiber.
Okay.
And they say it's ADA. I still have a hard time with that, like, if you're in a
that's what I'm
wheelchair.
trying to figure out.
You're not gonna use it, but that's what's great. Anybody with the pour in place, anybody can use it
Mhm.
anytime, doesn't matter.
Right,
What
I was
they're-
just wondering the sand versus the wood chip.
Yeah, I wouldn't do sand at all.
Okay.
If it was me.
Okay.
Just because it can handle about 2 foot compaction, so you can be on a playground that's 2 feet off the ground. And that's about all it can handle, right? So with the engineered wood fiber, that goes up to 8 feet.
Huh?
That you can be, and then, you gotta add more depending on what that height is, right? And for the equipment you have there, for the engineered wood fiber for 5 to 12-year-olds, it would be 12 inches. And that's what I have in the quote here.
I mean,
12 inches.
we did, I mean, and Tim can tell, we did price doing the whole thing, port and play,
Yeah,
and I believe it was almost 290,000.
yeah, just for the port in place.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of why there is a,
We changed gears,
it wasn't that we didn't want to put a port and play, it was,
yeah, and it's something you can do down the road,
I was just gonna ask,
if
like,
you want
in
to.
5 years, let's say we
Yeah,
have that availability, we can just go from there.
Yep.
Okay,
yep, again, yeah, just, you'd be removing, just so you know, the port in place, you're only going down about, 7 3/4 inches down. So you don't, again, it can handle more, right, than engineered wood fiber.
okay,
You need a lot more, but it's a lot more expensive, but with engineered wood fiber, you just need 4 inches. And what Ben and I were talking about, maybe as an option, and we could take it out, is if you didn't want it set inclusive whirl. If you look down by where the tilted sky runner there was. Oh, good, thanks.
I could get some photos of it.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the lifespan of a port in place?
Usually 15 to 20 years, but it can last longer if you treat it. So basically, it's just the solution that you can put down, and you know how the old, when you wanted to get the water off a tennis court,
Yeah.
those large squeeze, you just put it on with it. It's really easy to put on.
how often do you recommend
Probably every other year.
every other year?
Yeah. And if it gets used more than you think it should, then do it more often, then do it yearly, yeah. So here's the inclusive world. So if you want a standalone piece that's inclusive, what I like about it, you can get on there with a wheelchair, you can do a 360 in there, and the seating around there, the other kids can hang out with them.
Mhm.
So they're not just by themselves.
And that piece, it wasn't in there, we priced out, so that piece alone is 16,000, right, Tim?
Yeah,
Just
almost
so-
7.
Just so everybody's aware, I mean,
Yeah, there's other things we could do. So you could do anywhere from like $5,000 up to 10 grand on just a regular merry-go-round. We got a lot of different things. So if you don't want to do that, as far as a standalone piece. Yeah, it went down about 112,000 on the fourth place.
It went down that much?
Yeah, because we did the port in place before, we did everything, the swing area, everything.
Sure.
So it went down by that much, yeah. So you're basically going from, where we did port in place everywhere, there was 11,125 square feet. And we went down to 7,620.
I mean, I think one of the big questions is if you guys want to keep that inclusive world in there, right? I mean, that's, yeah, we could put a different piece in there, we could, it's up to you guys. I don't know. Betsy knows more of the school with maybe I don't mean to be that way, but if there's handicap, I mean, if we see a lot of use for that,
Yeah. What would be the other options and what's the price difference?
You're looking,
Besides
it's
that.
about 5 to
5 to-
a little over 10,000. if you're looking at, you know, a merry-go-round.
Just a regular.
Just right, yep, it's not, doesn't have this, it's not gonna be, and I don't know if I would put port in place around those. This has to have port in place.
Sure.
The reason being, and we found this out years ago, that if you have just, rubber chunks or whatever that's by there, there's just enough gap in there for them to get down in the mechanics of it. So that's why now on this product specifically has to have port in place around it.
I mean, do you see, I don't mean to be that, I mean, do you see, is this something where older people would bring their grandkids and sit and go on this, or is this more for? Is
No,
this-
no,
Or is this more for ADA, or is this more general, everybody views it, more of the merry-go-round, but different?
I like the idea of being able for grandparents to do it.
Yeah, no, that's good. And
Besides
plus,
just ADA.
when you look at the playground, this isn't strictly just an inclusive playground.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it's, you know, what you could do is on the outside of it, there's panels and things, right? If you don't have the best in mobility, but if you want something at least for some of the kids to have,
Mm-hmm.
that they can be on it and get on it whenever they want.
So for any of the schools in Rapids that you worked on, were you part of the new playgrounds that they put in?
Yeah.
Do they have anything like this?
Yes, yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yep.
So as part of the legacy grants that we had to have ADA inclusivity, easy for me to say.
I included it in there, but they don't really, at what
There was
level?
nothing required per se.
No, I
We
mean,
had to have.
If you look at this, I mean, this kid, I mean, he's still got other things that,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
that they, in the big scheme of the whole thing, there's still some ADA stuff in
Yeah.
there. That's it.
Anything that we sell or install has to be ADA compliant.
Okay.
So everything you see there is ADA compliant.
Okay.
Where you get the step up from that is this inclusive world. That's inclusive, that's even more
Mhm.
of compliance.
I'd say keep it in. I mean, it's not just for people in wheelchairs. You know, you could have just somebody standing there holding the rail while they're sitting there, whatever.
And just because we don't see a need for it now necessarily in our school doesn't mean it's not going to happen, or doesn't mean we don't have visitors, or maybe people that aren't in our school district.
In the next
That we
15 to
know.
20 years,
Right,
the odds are good we're gonna have someone use it.
correct. That's it.
In a playground like this, I can guarantee you're gonna get people from other cities down there.
Mhm.
It happens all the time.
Mhm.
And Ed, the head grounds guy with the Wisconsin Rapids School District,
Yeah.
tells me that all the time.
Yeah.
So I stop by there when I'm in the area just every once in a while to see how busy it is. It's really busy.
Mhm.
And I don't wanna say this too loud, but did you do the one in Grove School?
No, not Grove. no.
Okay. But similar type thing, very, very nice, very big, poured and
Yeah.
play surface. When my daughter was younger, we drove into town 2-3 times a week just to go to that playground. Simply because it was nice, it was clean, it was safe.
Well, I know when my kids were younger, we would pick a different playground every week to
Mm-hmm.
go to, because I mean, you do the same one all the time, if it's for kids, but I mean, I think especially in knowing people have had concerns about our playground, I hear more about the sand than I do everything. We hate going to your playground because of the sand.
I've heard.
I think that's gonna, that alone, just taking that out, I think it's gonna attract more people.
Yeah.
So
And speaking of that, since there's sand there, hopefully it's only, you know, sand that's only 7 3/4 inches. Because we don't want to be,
On top of sand.
we don't want to try to dig holes where the sand's just gonna go into the holes, right?
Mhm.
Whatever sand is there needs to be removed. Hopefully it's not more than 12 inches. Then we just need dirt back to just get it to 7 from the top of grade, 7 3/4 inches.
That's something you guys can do there.
Yeah, yep. No, the plan would be to, this fall, you know, take the playground equipment down, start taking the sand out. You know, basically, the sooner we can let, Tim know, that puts us on a installation list for next year. He can maybe explain the grant procedure and everything, just so he's clear on that.
Yep, so the grant is pretty easy. I've already reflected that in the pricing. So, it's just for playground structure, so it's not standalone equipment, it's not install, it's not surfacing. But it's come to a healthy amount, 154,000.
That's a grant provided by you guys?
Actually, Game Time, the manufacturer,
Game time.
they do it for two reasons. One is frankly to keep their people busy in the winter time, because a lot of times there's not a lot of work for them to do in the factory. But two, it's really to help out communities that need it, because I mean, you guys are kind of someone to point to, right? You got a really old playground, love to do something, but you're like a lot of smaller communities, it's just hard to do it. And so those are the two main reasons why we do it, but there's $5 million out there. When it's gone, it's gone. There's agencies like us in every state. We handle just Wisconsin and Minnesota. But you guys are doing it early enough, and I'm already giving you this, that we're fine. I would say it sounds salesy, but the earlier you do it, the better, because we go by chronological order of when we get these quotes and the dates that are on those, to figure out who we're gonna install first, second, third, fourth, 100, because a lot of times we have over 200 installs that we do in a year. And if you want to earlier install, like we talked about, I have some polls, so just send me an email, say, here's what we'd like to have it done.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't wanna, we're taking it up this fall, just
Yeah,
summertime, we do a lot of spring baseball, so that's the time when this thing,
right.
I will be honest, gets a lot of its use. They have a baseball tournament normally, Father's Day
Oh, yeah,
weekend, thing like that, so we just don't wanna be without it all of a sudden, it's August 1st, we're putting it in
Right.
next year.
Or springtime is when school typically will go over there,
Yeah.
right? Because we're trying to get out of the building, get some of the wiggles out. So I see from a school perspective, going over there more in the springtime than I do in the fall.
Yeah, and a lot of times we give schools a break, because they're only, they're out for so long, they wanna really do the playground when summer's here,
Mhm.
because they gotta get it done, but, if I can get that email from you, that'll help out.
And so what goes up, and Tim can explain, why don't you explain what money you'd need up front, and then how the
Yep.
rest of this would go to school.
Sure.
Aware.
So all we need money is for the playground structure. So we've taken off the grant, so it would be basically 154,000. It would be freight, and there's a material surcharge. So, that would be only on equipment, so that whole material surcharge you would wanna pay too, because it's not gonna be on the engineer. Not gonna be on the pouring place. It's just gonna be on the playground, the inclusive oral.
So how much is that? Just the equipment, the surcharge, the freight? Cause the 487, I'm assuming is,
Yeah, that's not it, yeah. So it would be 154, material surcharge of 98. And
It was 18,000, right?
Mhm.
on the freight, oh, there we go.
That's right.
I just didn't see it.
Yep.
The 154, the 9 and the 18 is what we'd pay as soon as we'd order.
That's all you have to, none of the rest of it you have to pay.
And we have 500,000 in hand, so.
Yep, and then the rest of it would just be after the project's done.
so this 487 is 100% turnkey.
100%, yep. Yeah, the only thing we're not doing is a demo excavation,
And the concrete
a
work.
little bit of, yeah, some concrete work.
We're gonna put a concrete, between the port and playing the wood chips, we'd put a 4-foot concrete walkway, separation.
You guys will do that?
We'll do that.
You really wanna do that with the port in place.
Kenny, Jason, yeah,
You wanna do
Pretty
that
good
sorry,
finish.
You
before?
really wanna do that with the port place so it butts right up to the top.
And then the treatment chemical, do you
Yeah.
have, how much is that every year, every 2 years?
You wouldn't get it from us, but cause I've had more and more people ask me.
But just rough,
Oh.
guess, a couple $100, couple thousand, obviously makes a difference.
This is a complete, yes, I'd say for the size of that area. Around 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only concern I got, and it's nothing with this quote, is it's, the grant is 500. So then you got 487, but you said you wanted to do concrete work, or not concrete, blacktop around.
Yeah, I mean,
That's still gonna fit in?
we'll do some in the parks. We're gonna have to do a little bit out of the parks budget, you know, the stuff for legacy is a 2-year deal. So, you know, we'll have to just create a little bit with the legacy, but the parks budget. I'm also applying for some other grants. So hopefully we can come up with that blacktop.
So the plan is the blacktop and then this
Yeah.
with that grant. there,
Grant,
whatever
yeah.
else you get. Okay.
So I mean, I think we're gonna get this and, you know, hopefully we stay at the 487, right? And that gives us a little bit of, you know, 15 towards the blacktop, and if we can do maybe 5 or 10 out of the parks in the next couple of years, it'll be a state.
Well, 487 now, what is your typical percentage?
Increase for manufacturers, usually 3 to 5%. So you bypass that. That's another reason why they do it when they do it. Cause it ends the end of October, November 1st is their fiscal year
Yeah.
start,
Okay.
so you bypass that. You don't have to pay that.
Okay.
Much needed, as we all know, and I think we wanna put a good size piece of equipment up in that park, you know. It's obviously not gonna be anything like that Rapids has, but it's gonna definitely be a good
Oh,
size
it's up
structure,
there.
for sure.
It's up there though, compared to what theirs is. And then the, at least it's not as bad, at least you guys don't call it prison. I was just visiting a small town and they had fencing around it and then they had barbed wire on top of the fence.
Oh, wow.
What's the warranty on this?
It depends on what we're looking at. So if you're looking at the plastic, like the slide, it's 15 years. If it's a bolt on there somewhere, it's lifetime. A bolt comes out. And then
Is it all stainless fasteners?
yes,
Let's say a slide does break, is it, because we've had this happen before where like that slide isn't made anymore.
oh,
Is it gonna, I'm assuming they're pretty standard.
well, they are, because there's different heights, so we have slides at every height level, 5, 7, 6.
Okay.
On down, and for some reason, let's say it's 30 years down the road. It might not have, because they change kind of how things are connected, these slides. Over the years, so there might not be a slide, but we can do
Something
a
else.
creative panel, we could do a climber that goes up to it, there's other things.
There's other, okay.
Yeah,
The port and play, obviously, I mean, it's a park at the ground shifts, does that stuff kind of move
yeah,
around with?
it's actually porous, and so what it basically is you're going 7 3/4 inches down, right? The first 4 inches are gonna be aggregate that's down there. Then you're gonna have a layer of poured in place and a second layer on there. So that's where you come up with the 7 3/4 inches total. It's very durable. You will see after a while, certain areas, like if it's coming off of a slide or off of a climber and they jump down onto the poured in place, probably in the same spot. All the time, you might see a little bit more wear than you are in other areas. But no, overall, it's, especially the company we used for the last few years, I really haven't had any issues come up, especially early in the process.
The kid happens to take his bike there and doesn't have grips on the handlebar and takes the metal and it goes, I mean, do they come out, can repair pieces of it? How does it repair?
At that point, when it's negligence,
And I'm not talking warranty, I'm talking repair, I mean, what,
oh,
and they
yeah.
repair
a
small
lot of
pieces?
times what we can do is we just have, kits that we can send out. That you can do, and a lot of times when they do that, because things fade over time. You might want it to, do like a circle or something for that area, so in a different color,
Mhm.
so it kind of makes sense.
So it's repairable,
That
yes.
it's, yeah,
Okay.
that it's there.
It's repairable by us, or is it repairable by you or one of your contractors? How
Um,
DIY friendly is it?
Oh, I've had plenty of, the guys that I deal with and ladies that I send them a repair patch and they apply it.
Okay.
There's no issues.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Water permeable?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
No big puddles like we have today that need to take a squeegee
We
too?
just gotta make sure that if there is drainage issues that, right, it gets dealt with before that gets put in.
I don't think there should be.
Otherwise you put it flat, right? I mean, or do you put a pitch
Yeah.
so the whole thing rolls off, or is it at the end of the day, this whole?
We
thing-
want, normally, let's say the engineered wood fiber. It could be in, the grade change over the whole site could maybe be 1%, maybe 2%. When it comes to port in place, you want it basically
Well,
flat as flat can be. They'll deal with rounding it off.
Okay.
Right? But on your end, so if,
Cause we got obviously curb and gutter on the whole park, so they're gonna put
Yeah.
it flush with the curb and gutter and.
right, so that curve, the top of the curve is 0 point.
Okay.
That's, and so that's what we want on the whole thing. Especially with port in place. That's what you really want it flat.
all right. Anybody else got any questions or anything? All right, well. Thank you, Tim.
Yep, thanks for the time, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Did you come all the way down from Minnesota?
Oh, I'm here all week.
Oh,
Yeah, I handle 2/3 of the state here, so I'm.
So you're driving for 20 minutes.
I've been to every hotel there is to go to.
Yeah.
The only thing I guess we forgot would be the color, right? If we decide to go with this.
Yes, so. And I can definitely leave this.
Yeah.
In the back here. Of the catalog, you could pick the individual colors. You could say, I want my post to be this color. I want climbers to be a different color, or what I think is really easy. I'm a visual person on here that has palettes, so you can already see what it's gonna, what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, there were a couple spots that were a little on the dark side, and I'm just concerned about, because there's no tree cover out there. It's in
Oh.
full sun at all
Yeah.
times. You know, temperature wise, dark colors are gonna be a little warmer, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was my only concern with that.
Yeah, so there might be one on here like Summer Slice that you like a lot, but you're like, nah, I don't like that post. That's fine, we can do that, make it.
Okay.
You say maybe you wanted a blue instead of whatever is.
So we picked, so if I look at this picture I got up here, I mean, you've got the light blue. You call it on the green or yellow on the slides, right? I mean, how many different colors have you actually put in this?
And this one, so,
Ice mint, sky blue, chartreuse and blue, 5, ocean is top of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors.
I guess right there you go.
Color palette is lagoon.
All right.
we just started doing that, so.
I just really looked through.
But
Well, I
again,
mean, it's a little more than just picking one color.
just-
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, like, all the slides will be the same color,
sure.
and all the guardrails, as you can see on that pic up there, are all the same color, and.
So if, in my concern, you could say, I like everything in this palette, except can we do a lighter color for the decks?
Well, the decks are really limited on colors.
Okay.
It's basically brown, black, I don't know if they still do red, and tan.
So
And
tan
you'll see that.
tan
in
would be the obvious
book,
option
too.
for the lightest.
You'll see that in there too, towards the back of the
And it
book.
won't screw with the color scheme either.
Yeah.
Good, I appreciate Tim and
Yeah.
we'll be in contact here. We'll see what the committee decides and I'll keep you definitely up to date.
Oh, perfect. Thanks for your
Appreciate it.
time.
Thank
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, so next, number 8, discussion on the legacy grant project.
So again, the initial grant was basically for $550,000 because the parks budget, it's a 2-year project, the next 2 years, the parks budget always budgets 25,000. So no matter what we do, even if it's maintenance, maintaining, it's still what we spend per year, right? So I did throw that in there, working on a CNN grant. And obviously the DNR, the one we got this year for the trees, gonna try to push it to the parks to see what we can do. You know, the main focus, and I did explain it with Legacy, was the playground. They knew that, right? And we were hoping to tie in a walking trail with the Y being closed, you know, paving that path around the park, to connect down just for some walking without the YMCA here. So I think we first gotta get this thing built if that's our main goal, and we see what's left. And then as the next few, it's a 2-year deal, we can try to see where the budget goes. See if we can't, put a little blacktop into the budget each year. I will say this year, our splash pad budget has been good. We budgeted almost 12,000. We've only used 2 or 3. So I mean, maybe next year we can, every year changes, right? things have been good, knock on wood. We haven't had a lot of maintenance next year. I think maintenance, but yeah, I think maybe we can wiggle a little bit each year. And then obviously the, um, pickleball, which there's some grants and some community activities I'm trying to reach out to see if we can do that. And again, it was 2-year deal. I mean, Legacy knew that's a 2025, 26 grant. So, you know, we do have another year to see if we can finish some things
So
up.
by you saying 2 year, is that 250 a year?
No, we got the 500. 500 is already in there, but the completion, you know, I have to give them a
They have
report.
to complete within 2 years.
Yep, I have to give them a report. At the end of 2026, we have to give them a report. But, you know, we just did a legacy trail that we're 4 years behind, so it's not there.
Well, this shouldn't be that big of a deal if the majority of it is gonna be eaten up by,
Correct. This one shouldn't be such an issue.
okay. Parks update?
So start with the parks, kind of to wind down season's hard to believe, you know, where shelter's been busy, rented out the parks. Splash Pad's been busy, but we've seen here in the last week or so, definitely declined. Last week we didn't have any rentals. Don't see any big issues for the winter and either of the shelters maintenance. Down at Ripple Creek, if you've driven down it where the railroad ties go down the ice skating rink, we've got some caution tape. We've got some angry bees underneath some old railroad ties. As soon as those bees and it dries out, we're gonna pull the railroad ties out, pull the fence out. We're gonna gravel that. And then this winter, we're gonna try to just leave some snow on there, so just people walk with the skates. The reason we always put the railroad ties there, so when you walk with the skates, you weren't beating in the gravel. So we're going to try to, we'll put the railing up, but try to eliminate the railroad ties, put gravel. We always flood up there anyway. Try to leave some snow and see if we can't leave a little snowpack as you walk down on the ice. The railroad ties are deteriorating, plus we're now obviously the bees that get underneath the hollow railroad ties. There's no way to get them out of there. So we're kind of gonna play that by ear, see where the skating pond goes. You know, we can do some options. We can always put the railroad ties next summer. We can, you know, I guess we'll see how the winter goes. That's a cheap fix.
Are railroad ties easy to come by?
They are. I mean,
I'm assuming that.
DMI has given me permission to go to the whole pile of them, but I'm just wondering, you're gonna have the same. You know, we're gonna have the same. We've had bees there for years. It's just this year is really bad. And I just don't know. The skating pond, we're gonna definitely keep it functional, but I don't know if it pays how much work and effort and expenses it pays to put into that. It's kind of in between, right? Some nights you drive by and it's busy and we'll go for 2 weeks and nobody will be there. So I think we've got to not, you know, the flooding isn't expensive, the snow plowing, that's all done, but you know, we start putting railroad ties and before we know we gotta buy some metal poles to support them. We ended up, you know, if it's $1,000, $1,000, but I think we just see how the gravel goes.
Okay.
You know, my goal is to get, you know, you keep an inch of snow on it so that you're not walking directly in the gravel. Unless anybody has any other better ideas on what you could do, you know, old sheets of plywood we could lay down too on top of the gravel too, so you're not walking in the gravel, but
What about Millville?
yeah, that, you know, we got Milford, we got that old white stuff, we've got plenty of stuff at Port Road, so I just think it's getting rid of the things that's, we've gotten 3 or 4 calls. Wood County's even gotten called on the bees this year, so we've got to try to eliminate the bees. And
Is there a sign down there saying that this is why the cautions tape?
I had signs, but
Okay.
they seem to get friendly hands on them, so, but we've had caution bees,
Down there,
yes.
like, do people know?
Yeah, we try to stop down there best we can, but,
Okay.
other than that, the parks seem to be, no issues coming up. So we're gonna keep entertaining, get this thing, you know, rolling or whatever, make a decision what you guys wanna do, so we get this going and get, some fall work down there picking this up.
I would make a recommendation and put a motion. I mean, what are you gonna change?
And I don't think I guess that's up to the president. The money's been allocated. I don't really know if we need a motion
You
on it.
don't even need a motion.
I don't think we
I
need a
think we just need
motion. I
gen-
think we
No.
just need, is it the
Well,
color
just write
palette?
check
an
and
update.
order.
An update essentially is probably gonna be good enough for village board.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, we probably just need to make a decision on the colors, cause like you said, you don't want it as dark, so if that pan. is
I
that
have no
back
preference.
option-
My concern is that it's in full sun
No, that makes sense.
all the time. That blue that was on there, it seemed like it would be
I
a
like the
little
colors
hot
of
on
it,
toe,
but-
on toes.
So you like the tan on
The
the
deck.
decking?
I like the colors that submitted. I just had concerns about the dark blue on the decking.
Do you have any?
Matter to me.
And I can have Tim update the flat to tan. I mean, I like to be able to bring like picture like that to the
Well, there's a
board, I guess, for,
gray color on the deck.
but if you think we wanna go to a tan on the deck, I'll try to have them update
Well,
that.
there's that dark blue, there's a brown, chocolate or gray.
Oh, great.
I'd go with a gray.
What's on the
color.
far right?
Special rock.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Here, I'll bring this over to you.
No, it's fine. Gray would be probably the lightest color on there. I'm
It is the
guessing.
color on there, yeah.
And again, you can tell me I'm, blown out of proportion, but that's just my concern with that part over there.
The colors don't matter to me. You guys can,
As long as it's not black and orange. There's no-
I'll update that to gray and see if we can get us a digital picture, and I'll probably send it to you in a PDF so you can see it and you guys look at it. If it's good, we'll bring it to the committee or to the board and
yeah, if we have an option to get $155,000 off and it goes from the top bottom. We got the money, the decision's there, the grant was written for it. I say we just submit it, get our name on the list and
Yeah, cause I don't want this getting installed in August.
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
You don't need permission from us at this point, do you?
no, I'm
You're the
just,
one that signs for it.
I'm just gonna move ahead and we'll update the board and I'll get the color change and try to let you guys know. Like I said, well, this is the only, at this point, that's where to get this done, the concrete done and then we'll discuss what's left. Good to the, guess an update again on the other legacy project. I think we've finished up. We got one little scoop of gravel to lay down on it. Working through a few things. I put some signs up. I've gotten some calls. We've got some golf carts and other things driving down it. Went to Amazon today and ordered up some signs of snow golf carts. I do have some ATV signs, so I'll put those up on the bunker and on the highway just to eliminate any confusion or things like that. But other than that, I think it's been good. I've been seeing people on it. I adjusted the timer for the lights. It was 25 seconds. We adjusted to 30 seconds. So when you push the button on the one end, you have 30 seconds before it'll shut off. I think I've walked it 30 seconds is plenty of time. So other than that, I don't know if the committee has heard anything. If you hear anything, definitely let me know. We're trying to keep it accessible, getting signs that say highway crossing ahead, stop signs, everything we can to make sure that everybody's visible and knowing that they're crossing the highway.
I know, I've seen a lot of people use it. I've seen the motorized things on there. But I did receive a phone call about the signs are nice. Like, I think because a lot of people are so used to walking with their phone, and so you shouldn't have to tell somebody to stop at an intersection. But again, it's a liability thing and it's just.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, and the trash can, has it been used?
The only thing that we could add that I've looked at is you could add a speed bump, which we can get those even on Amazon. You could get the bump. So when you got closer to it, you actually physically have to bump your bike over, but I don't know if that's necessary or not.
Is that gonna cause any undue danger?
I mean, again, we marked it and we've gone through it. I think we just gotta, people have to obey what's there.
Eric, did we do anything with your concerns with where it crosses for bunker?
yeah, there's stop sign there now.
Is there one? Okay.
Yep, and Roland, I had a conversation, told him when the apples fall off, he needs to trim up his tree.
And he was okay with that?
Yeah,
Well, technically golf carts are still legal in Port Edwards, aren't they, on the roads? It's only UTV, ATV registered by the DNR,
Depends on your definition of golf cart versus UTV.
but that's what it's registered through.
Mhm.
So golf cart, you just buy and go with it. I know there's a couple in town.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter to me.
it's been discussed I've discussed with the PD and yes, I think everybody's having that issues. I think right now in the Coosa and I think everybody's having the same thing right now is, it's no different than a lawnmower, right? I mean, where does it?
Yeah.
But
Like it's
I think eventually the golf carts is gonna have to, they're gonna have to either be underneath they're gonna have to be one or the other because more and more people are buying them and it needs to be written if it's a yes or a no.
My concern mainly was just on the bike path. I had
Yeah.
quite a few phone calls on that, just because, take out somebody that's just.
Well, they can't be on the road. Golf
Right,
That's
court road.
correct, but so they
That's why
tried,
they
tried the loophole of,
I believe we passed, and we'll get to the ordinances when we get to them, but I believe even we put electric
Electric
bikes,
bikes.
we put a speed limit on the
Mhm.
other bike pass already, so. Yeah, it kind of covers that.
I haven't seen any electric bikes on there.
No.
They typically stay on the shoulder of the road. but
Yeah,
That golf cart was zooming.
but we'll get some signs and take care of the situation.
Thank you.
Okay, any other updates?
That's all I have.
All right, does anybody have any old business? Any new business?
I'll leave it up to Chairman Humble, but if we don't, next month, you know, we don't have a lot going on, I guess I'll see, I don't see anything coming up right now. I mean, the trunk or treats in October, maybe, and that may be our next. There's nothing the village does. We just put out the flyers and that, but, you know, if I don't have a lot of updates, sometimes parks does get kind of slow this time of year, but you guys, I'll let the
That's
chairman
okay.
make that decision.
Anybody receive any correspondence?
Just a couple phone calls about the bike path situations. That's it.
Okay, next meeting agenda, we'll leave that up to him, just in case we don't have one.
Yeah.
Next meeting date will be him. Does anybody else have anything before we adjourn?
The last thing we'll do is, if you guys remember that we had a quick discussion on the school Marshall Bueller Ed Hoyer project. The school is basically, I would discuss with them, they need to get us a full plan of what they're gonna do, meaning where these markers are gonna go, who's gonna do what. No expense to the village, so they need to do a little better job getting us information, and Jim says he's gonna, once he gets all the stuff, he'll take me for a ride, show me the locations. So I can come back to the board and give you guys a full report. It kind of got bumped to the public works, but we'll just keep everybody updated, but it's not completely drawn out, written out yet, they're still in the planning stage, but once we get closer, we'll probably update the whole board.
Okay. All right. I will, without hearing anything else, I will adjourn the meeting at 4:41.
Thank you, guys.